Hey Valoria, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I was like, I wasn't 100% sure if we were having a meeting, but I'm gonna be on anyways.
Yeah, good, good. I wanted to just to keep it consistent. I know it's going to be light today, but I was like, let me just jump on for a couple minutes, see if anyone has any questions that they need help with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Well,
what how did you do last week with your leads? Do you need any questions?
for one, I would say this week I've actually, been working my database, which I knew I needed to get back in front of. I've been going ahead and actually like writing out my plan for 2026.
Hmm.
I know the main, yeah, I wrote down three lead sources. I had started before I had like a little incident um, at the end of August, early September, reaching out to expireds. Um, Naturally, it kind of gives me not naturally, kind of, but it does give me the lead minimum number that you had mentioned
Hmm.
just because I'm pulling lists from PropWire. But
Hmm.
what I did do more recently is actually put all of those people in my database and put them on some sort of campaign.
Hmm.
In addition to the initial outreach I was doing, initially I was just doing the outreach, but I didn't have them in my database. I just had them in their Excel spreadsheet. So
Hmm.
I was able to do that, put them on campaigns. I had decided that events will be my thing. I'm not going to say open houses
Hmm.
specifically because I honestly just I'm not a fan. um, it can be the concept of an open house, but I'm not calling them open houses. But more or less, I was going to kick 2026 off targeting new construction communities. I have a
Hmm.
couple of on-site agents from different builders that I've been
Hmm.
communicating with to set up like some monthly or bi-monthly events. I know I need to do them at least bi-monthly.
Hmm.
One maybe a bit more planning is involved than the other, more like one like I'm doing a picture yourself here and I'm bringing my photographer friend in where people can get their headshots at the top of the year and their look for the year done, as well as doing home tours.
Hmm.
Um, and then at the end of the month, as of right now, it's a vision board party. And so that's like something lighter, that doesn't take as
Hmm.
much effort. And then February, I'm doing like a candle making class, like finding your home scent or home sweet home type deal, make your home scent in addition to home tours, of course. And then I don't know what the other event is going to be, but I'm trying to go ahead and plan the dates and the subject matter of all of first quarter's events so that I can basically just go hard in planning for that and see
Hmm.
what else I need, what other components I need to actually let it thrive. But I'm also an over analytical person sometimes, and I'll get wrapped up in thinking about all that instead of just doing it and putting the pieces in place as I go. But I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I have a little time. So I have at least those dates. I feel like I should probably go ahead and have some type of email campaign for everyone that signs up already ready to go so that as
Mhm.
people sign up, I can just put them into this journey or campaign afterwards. So I need to build
Mhm.
that out, I know, in addition to obviously calls and follows up. So that was going to be kind of like my target
Mhm.
for starters outside of what I had already been doing. So, yes.
So do you
And
have a
reaching out to my sphere of influence still, actually
oh,
calling them.
to say what?
Well, for one, calling to check in because there was a good few people I haven't checked in
Mhm.
a while that had shown it or had mentioned potentially
Mhm.
looking for buying and purchasing just to see where they were. Outside of that, I was going to be letting them know, especially if they were my buyer clients, that I'm going to be doing these different events and informationals starting at the top of the year. So if they're interested in coming out, basically inviting them out to those as well. And then that helps me at least engage with my database by inviting them to these events that I'm going to be doing all the time.
Got
And I
it.
can do personal outreach.
Got it. Um, those are good. So you got a little bit of um movement,
Direction.
movement, but
Yeah.
let's. Can I help you with some clarity?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. So I want you to think of, Valoria, two different people you have to hire in two different divisions. You're mixing the divisions in nurturing and lead gen. There are two different divisions. So I
Hmm.
want you to think of, if me and you owned a pizza shop, we can't have the guy making the pizza and the guy delivering the pizza. We would
Right,
never get anything done because once he goes out and deliver it, who's making the pizza?
right.
Does that make sense? So I want you to clarify again, say it again, but tell me, say, here are my lead gen activities and list and discuss them. And here are my lead nurturing activities because you're confusing me between who's driving and who's cooking.
You said the difference between the lead.
So think about what I mentioned, the pizza shop. You
Mhm.
got somebody making the pizza, that's your lead gen.
Lead generation. Okay.
Okay, that never stops. So the guy who comes in and cooks pizza every day, he has to cook 30, 40, 50 pizzas a day. He cannot leave the pizza shop to deliver anything.
Right,
Then we hire a driver to deliver the pizza. That's your lead nurturing. That guy, he's just waiting for someone to call and deliver a pizza from the guy who's making the pizza. So I
so
want you to describe your lead gen activities. These are new pizzas getting made. These are new names and numbers that you do not have at your disposal. You have no idea these names exist. You have to go find these new names and numbers, right? That's lead gen.
right.
So describe to me your lead gen activities.
So legion activities will be events at new construction communities, in
Mhm.
addition to pulling lists from PropWire for expired and for sale by owners.
Okay. So I'm paying, so let's say this person is the lead gen and we're paying them 50,000. What do you expect them to produce in 30 days?
In 30 days.
Or
Um,
once a week? Because again, the reason I'm doing this is because you're most agents who are over analytical and over they're not action step because they don't see the money tied to result. So if we're paying this guy $1,000 a week to generate leads to come in every single week, that's what you got to think
you
of.
said how many?
How many should be coming in weekly based off of your plan? So week one, after 7 days, how many leads after we pay this guy $1,000 up front? How much leads should we expect from him based off of your lead gen activity?
I would say 50 a week minimum
So you're gonna get 50 leads per week from your lead source.
from the list pools. I know really should be more than that,
No, no,
but
no. So think about what you're saying. So a list is not a lead. That's a contact.
okay.
A contact is somebody you're calling to try to get them to see if they're interested in buying or selling a real estate. That doesn't mean they're a lead yet.
Okay.
So a
So,
lead is someone who you put some type of marketing or advertising, they raise their hand or they have interest, they sign into something because they know that it has something to do with buying, selling, or investing in real estate and they're interested.
well, let's make that number. especially because I'm also, working full time. But I know it's still possible. Um, Minimum 5 leads a week.
Great one. Okay, so we got somewhere. So who is holding you accountable to the 5 leads a week to make sure that if those don't go come in, there's a chance that we have to fire you?
Uh, I haven't found that a specific account, but actually, it probably would be my sister or my spouse, or both of them, ideally, just in case one slips up.
Okay. So when can I call you out? How many weeks need to pass by for I tell you that you're not a woman of your word to keep these leads coming in? When should I call you out on that? After what week if you're not doing it?
I would say after the second week.
Okay. So that should so think that's how you should be writing your plan. Because you're too high level and you're not detailed enough so that you can do
Right,
this action steps. Because it sounds good. It's like, hey, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. It's like, but if you put a salary on it and like, hey, I'm telling my husband that we're putting $1,000 on a credit card every single month for this person, I mean, every single week, and they're going to give me 7 leads. These 7 leads should lead to some type of return on investment because I'll be talking
right.
to them, moving them. So do you feel confident enough that your husband will be okay with you spending $1,000 on your credit card a month for your activity legions that you just described? Do you feel comfortable enough that you're going to get a return if you paid $1,000 a month from your credit card? Yes or no?
$1,000 for 5 leads a week.
Take your husband's credit card. You're
Hmm.
going to charge $1,000 a month on his credit card, and you're promising him a return of investment soon. It might not be a month, it might not be 2 months
Okay.
sometimes. So do you feel comfortable telling him that you that you can use his charge card $1,000 a week? I'm sorry, not a month, a week.
A week. See, you just switched it up.
A week. Because we're paying this person 4,000 a month, which is 50,000 a year to generate leads.
Okay. Well, you said a
So
thousand a month. Well, no.
1,000 a week. Do you feel comfortable?
Um, Not 100%, but that's because I'm always uncomfortable about spending a lot of money on anything at one time.
Well, this is a
But
business, so I mean, you
right.
gotta be so that means so what you're telling me, let me just I could be transparent with you, correct?
Yeah.
So what you're uncomfortable with is not the money, it's your effort.
Right. It's just making sure that that's going to happen.
Yeah, because so you're thinking that your husband is saying, I'm not paying $1,000 for Valoria because she would never get it done. Is that what you're saying? Yes or no?
I wouldn't say never get it done, but
Well,
more or less making sure
so
the
what will
system
make
is
it
in place to
100%
get it
then?
done.
Because you're betting on yourself. What will make it 100%?
Finish writing out the plan of action.
Nope, nope. You gotta actually see. The thing is this. Um, Performance does not equal potential. You either can do the job or you can't do the job. Does that make sense? Meaning
Yes.
that you have this track record that when you say you're going to do something, you get it done. Or you have a track record when you do say you're going to do something, you halfway get it done or you never get it done. Which one are you?
Um,
Be transparent.
I would say it depends on what it is. Let's say the 50-50 person. If I
Okay.
get
So
distracted, then it's not getting done.
so
Otherwise, it
that's
does get done.
okay. Okay. So um then if you're asking people to invest in you, it's almost like I might get it done. I might get it done. There's some distractions, so I do want you to believe in me, but 50% of the time, I'm not going to get it done. So take a bet on me. Do you think people will feel comfortable?
No.
You see where I'm going with this?
All right.
So we gotta figure out a way Valoria, that if you're putting something down, this is how you got to write it, because you got to change the way you're planning or planning your execution, because you got to plan it and then you got to execute it. And
Right.
we don't want to repeat the same things before. So that's why you got to kind of trick your brain and be like, okay, I got to charge money for this, because that's the thing that, because if you don't put money to it, it's like, oh, I didn't do it, no big deal. It's like whatever. But if you're like, hey, I just charged another $1,000 on my husband's credit card and nothing happened this week, 2 weeks, and I didn't get no leads this week. Oh my God, he's going to kill me. Like, we don't have the money. We're gonna, if I do, it's gonna be $4,000 at the end of the month, and I got no leads. That's
Right.
so there's a sense of urgency there to actually do the action so that you can have the results that you're looking for.
Right. I see what you're saying.
So when you do your lead gen plan, let's focus on that before the lead nurturing, because the lead gen is where where you're bleeding. That's where you're hurting. um, Working with your current people that you might be working with, if you're calling them to ask them for other business and they haven't done transacted with you yet, or you're just calling to your sphere that never worked with, never transacted, or not going to move forward, um,
Move on.
it's almost like, if this is business and we have to do hit results, I wouldn't spend a lot of energy on that,
Right.
because you need new 25
Five.
names and numbers every single month without fail going into your pipeline. These are people who, whatever marketing you did, whatever event you did, whatever advertising you did, whatever mouth, talking you did, someone said, "Yes, Valoria, I'm interested in talking to you about buying, selling, or investing in real estate for the first time." And now there's a new name and number. So five names and numbers coming in every single week without fail. If you do that, whether you are an average agent or a below average agent, you will outsell 50% of the agents in your market, only because most agents don't focus on lead gen.
Right.
They fail. They're I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do social media. Whatever they're doing is not generating new business.
Right. That's probably my case in certain
Yeah,
aspects.
yeah.
so
Do
so
you have a full-time job?
yes, at the
Okay.
moment.
Okay. So, yeah. So, how does your lead gen fit in your full-time job? Like, how do you find the time to
well
lead gen?
well the I have a decently flexible job.
Okay.
So um what I want to actually do, I have been posting on social like you mentioned, but I want to turn some of those posts into actual ads so that they do attract the right people versus just posting. Um I'm trying to get something. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That
I
was
would
good.
say, I would
And
say,
then the
if
events I'll be doing on the weekend.
yeah, if you were paying me to coach you, I would tell you, scratch social media for now and just find other lead gen that's going to give you a name and number consistently every single week.
Right. And between that and then doing the outreach to the expireds after work too.
That could work, because
Yeah.
if you called 100 people and one or two people said, "Yeah," that's two of your five.
Right.
So what time are you going to be calling those people?
Between 5:30 and 7:30 p.m.
Every day?
Monday through Friday.
Okay. So
As of right now.
that could be one source. So that's going to get you a couple leads, and then the other lead sources. But again, you got to make sure you're like, honey, I'm going to be charging your credit card $1,000 a month.
Hmm.
So if you don't get 5, you just wasted the $1,000.
Right.
Because if you get 5 every week, right? That's 20 to 25 every single month. You're building your pipeline. As you start to talk to these individuals, some of them are going to be in 90 days looking to buy or sell. Some of them are going to be 3 to 6 months, 6 to 9 months, 12. They're going to
Right.
start fitting in these categories. And then that's where I will start teaching people how to nurture a lead. But right now, just think of
It's
your
just about
pipeline.
getting them.
Just think of it as zero. You're starting from scratch. Day one, January 2026. You're starting your 5 to 7 leads a month. A week. You're gonna be generating a week, and I'm charging my husband's credit card of $1,000 a week, as if I were
Hold on
paying
one second, Ron.
someone.
But he still needs. He has to go. I'm about to put my shoes on. I'm good, but he needs to go outside. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
I'm in
not
the
a
middle
problem.
of rushing out as well. So
Well, focus on that, Valoria. I think that's kind of where I would if I were coaching you, I would hold you accountable to, and I wouldn't move off of this commitment until you start to I see progress. I don't want you to think of any other thing. Don't create another system, program, commitment. Your only commitment is 5 to 7 new names and numbers
a
every
week.
single week who have some interest in buying, selling, are investing in real estate in the next 24 months or less.
That sounds like a reachable and achievable goal.
No, we don't call it goals. We call it commitments, right?
Commitment.
Because we're using your husband for an example. You guys got married. That's a commitment, right?
Hmm.
So there's things you got to. So you're committing to this goal. So that's what we call not goal. Well, you're committing to this
Hmm.
activity that's going to help build your real estate business. I'm excited for you.
I appreciate the feedback.
Yep. Well, all right, focus on that and get a little bit more clarity for the other lead sources. Don't make it long term lead sources. I know the events are some things, but it's not it it doesn't draw people. You need lead gen sources where people are looking for buying, selling, or investing in real estate. Events are more for people who are already in your network that you're just trying to build a relationship
Hmm.
close to those. You need you that's phase two. You're not in phase two yet. You're still in phase one because
Well,
you're
even if the events include like home buying seminars and whatnot.
yeah, I like the home buyer seminars. So home buyer
Okay.
seminars, I like the ones where the new home construction, because people who are coming to those are interested in some real estate transaction, right? The sip and the people do the paint and sip and think that those are great. Those are relationship builders for people you already are in your database who you have a relationship with that came in through one of your lead generation funnels.
Right.
So that's phase two. You're not at phase two yet. We got to
That
get
makes
you to
sense.
we got to get you to start focusing on the lead gen. So those are the things that you should focus on. Um, does that help?
That absolutely helps.
Awesome. I think we got a Jane Doe. Jane, I don't know who put Jane Doe
Oh,
on here. Is that
did
you
somebody
or
pop
someone
in?
else?
That ain't me.
Somebody popped in.
Hmm.
Jane Doe, are you there? I'm gonna have to cut you off, Jane, if you don't answer.
Let me make sure that ain't me. Oh, you kicked him out.
Yep.
I don't know who that was.
Yep. All right, awesome. So I will enjoy your holiday.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm gonna hop on every single time I can because I
There
need
you
all the
go.
help I can get. I don't care
There
what the
you
day
go.
is.
And now, so next week, I just want to hear. We don't want to hear the structure. We heard the structure. I want to hear movement or results. That's all I want to hear next week. Is what happened from what the action that you took place.
Alrighty.
All right.
Well, um, I know since it's around the holidays, I wasn't sure. Mine is still kind of in the planning phase, except for
Hmm.
um,
Yep.
being
You
able
still
to
got one. You
call.
still got one lead source. You could be calling those because you know they're
Yeah,
home.
absolutely. Right.
They're home on the holidays, so you can call right after. You can call today. You can call and Friday, Saturday, and Saturday,
Absolutely.
and Monday and Tuesday. So I'm excited to hear those results.
I appreciate it, Ron. You have a wonderful Christmas.
All right, Valora, you too. Enjoy your
Talk to you
holiday.
next week.
Bye bye.
Thanks.